All right, morning everyone. Thanks for making the time to attend this short meeting this morning. We're just discussing a project that's to happen out at Beardmore Dam regarding lubrication of the wire ropes on the floodgates. So I'm David Town. I'll be the project manager for the job, based here in Goondiwindi.
I'm John Kelly. I'm the area manager for the South region based in Goondiwindi.
And I'm Libby Brown, Beardmore Dam Storage Supervisor.
Alright. So the purpose of this meeting this morning is to discuss the project 19BAL08, which is apply pressure penetration lubricant to the wire ropes on the floodgates. We'll just discuss the project scope, project deliverables, obviously the purpose of the project, and list any action items that's to come for future discussion at this meeting. So the purpose of the project: in 2019, an internal 5-yearly comprehensive inspection was completed at Beardmore Dam on the spillway floodgates by Sunwater Asset Engineers. Each floodgate is raised by two 1 1/4 inch wire ropes, each 12 metres in length. There's 4 ropes on each gate. During this inspection, the recommendation was made that there should be a protective wire rope lubricant pressure penetrated into each wire rope. There did not seem to be any unsatisfactory corrosion present at the time, but the application of the lubricant on the ropes would extend the lifespan of the ropes and ward off any future corrosion. This project will engage skilled contractors and specialised tools to carry out the works. So we'll just discuss the project scope there. So for this job, we're going to engage Ace Cranes out of Brisbane. They do all our servicing and maintenance on our hoists and winches, gantry cranes, etc. Around the south region of Sunwater here.
So Dave, we've got Ace Cranes on a standing off arrangement?
No, we don't. But if something that I need to do is just gain your approval to go with a sole supplier instead of searching for other quotes,
yep.
If that's fine. Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so the guys will just travel out to site. Obviously, they will complete all their relevant paperwork, safe work method statements, any permits prior to commencing work. These will be reviewed by Libby out there at the dam.
Yep.
And then they can get into it. So it's a bit of a tedious process, manoeuvring the man box and the crane up and down, detaching ropes, reattaching ropes once they've been lubricated. But the main idea is that we can position the overhead crane, isolate the power supply, lock and tag the floodgate winch. We then use the man box to lower the attachment point on the gate, disconnect all 4 gate ropes off the drums, remove the isolation and run the rope off the winch drum. This will essentially have it laid flat out along the bridge of the dam, and then we get this tool, this rope lubricator, which attaches over the rope and feeds itself along and pressure penetrates the lubricant into the rope. So and it's essentially just the reverse to that process to reattach them. There'll be a Sunwater operator, that'll be you, Bill, yeah.
Yes.
Or in the event that you can't be there, Sam will be there as well. So you can be there controlling the man box.
Yes.
During
the man box.
Yeah, two-way radio or voice will be fine. And I've just mentioned their spotter, so I think it'd be good to have Sam there as well, just to keep a bit of an extra eye on things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Extra. Perez. I
Yeah.
think he's available, so that
Yeah,
should be good.
yep. No, he's back from holidays then. So essentially, it's just as I said, the reverse procedure. Remove the isolation and repeat the same process on the remaining three ropes on each gate. Once the final rope is lubricated, isolate power supply, de-isolate power supply and lock out. Reattach all 4 winch ropes. Sorry, I've skipped a step there. Then remove the isolation, energising the winch, and wind on the remaining rope. Now, because we've wound them out past their lower limits, they'll need to have their lower limit switches reset. And I've just mentioned there that there needs to be a function test once all the ropes are wound back onto the drums. That they need to carry out a function test prior to leaving site.
I was about to say, do we carry myself?
I think
Okay.
it'll just be a matter of just raising each gate and dropping each gate.
Okay.
Just while they're going along. Repeat steps for the 11 gates. Clean the work area and complete all relevant paperwork prior to leaving site. At this stage, we're probably looking at 6 days to complete the job. So that'll be 2 Ace Crane staff, 2 lube staff, and at least 1 Sunwater staff with Sam on standby, I guess, as needed. So there's a bit involved in the. As I said, it's a bit of a tedious process with the isolating and de-isolating and doing all that sort of stuff as they're going along. But yeah, well, I think as long as we've got our sort of safety paperwork up to date and isolation's all up to scratch, it shouldn't be an issue.
So with the 6 days, so we've got 12 gates, so we're working on about 2 gates per day.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
And so if there is an inflow, that means we need to operate the gates. How long will it take them to, if they've in the middle of doing a gate, how long will it take them to, I guess, complete that gate and get it back?
Yeah, well, I guess, working on doing a gate, 2 gates in a day, half a day, I guess, depending on at what stage they were through disconnecting the ropes or lubricating. Yeah.
And they're just starting on gate 1 and
start on gate 1 and work their way through. Yeah.
I guess the risk, if there is any inflows, once they get through gates, and there might be 4, 5 and 6 the ones that operate first. That reduces the risk then.
Keep going along.
No,
weather's with the other works there, to Thuragi Channel there, obviously weather and inflows are something we need to keep a close eye on. So, but yeah, obviously everyone's aware of that. So, all right, moving on to project deliverables. So, at the end of the day, we want the lubrication works completed to a high standard and according to the scope of works. So, Ace Cranes, they've got a good knowledge of the site. As I said, they do a lot of our, essentially all of our hoist, crane, winch maintenance and servicing. So I can't see an issue with the quality of the works. They do good work for us. So I've just noted there that once the project's complete, we need to have a look at all the safety and isolation documentation just to make sure it's okay. But that'll be reviewed by yourself before anything starts.
Do you want me to also check the ACE staff contracted or inducted? And
that'd be great actually.
Chase that up.
Yep, that'll be fine.
For you?
Yeah, they should be inducted before they get to site. But just double check their induction card, it's valid and in date.
Yeah, when they come to site.
Yeah, that'd be good. and then Ace Cranes are going to provide a completion report detailing, I guess, the process or any issues or incidents or problems or solutions, I guess, or different ways they might have done the job once they got out on site. If they ran into an issue, getting the ropes off, they might have to come up with a bit of a different process. But
it'd be also good just to get them to include, I guess, their assessment of condition of the ropes.
Yep.
Just so we got that on record, because
Yep.
they might have a view on, whether the ropes need to be replaced at some point in
sure.
the future.
Yep.
And also the specification for the lubricant that they're using, just so we've got that on record as well. So,
Yep.
so just check that we've cover off on those.
Yep,
in the completion report.
In terms of condition report, they were X-rayed. I think they X-rayed gates 3, 5, and 7. They X-rayed them back in 2015,
Oh, okay.
and they're due for another X-ray in 2021.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Right. Oh, that's good.
when they did X-ray, they didn't notice any defects or any broken strands or anything like that.
Yeah.
So the report came back pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So just verifying the project deliverables. As I said, myself and Liv will review all work method statements, permits, and isolations. And once I get that completion report back from Ace, I'll have a look at it and forward it on to you, John, for you. Make sure you're happy with it.
Yep.
Alright, so action items. I guess one thing that, in terms of the project scope, that we just need to be aware of is this crane can be a bit finicky. So in the event that it does have a bit of an issue on the day or during the week,
We've got standby
we've got a standby Sparky there who can.
He comes to site fairly quickly
Yeah,
and promptly.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's Vaughan Electricians.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah,
No, that'll be good because.
He'll drop everything
Yep.
and get out there as soon as
Excellent.
he can.
All their guys are inducted, Liv, so they can.
Yes,
can
they
do
are inducted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vaughan Electrical.
Excellent.
Very good. So yeah, in terms of action items, I guess just to be keeping aware of the weather coming up to it, coming up to the job, which is due to start in mid-May. So generally pretty dry time of the year. So hopefully we won't run into any dramas with weather. And also in terms of the weather, it's a bit of a cooler time of year out there, so the guys won't be working out in the heat.
Yeah.
So, okay. Just the last item on the agenda there. I guess I've just listed some critical success factors. So, critical to the success of the job will be the weather playing its part. Obviously, we have a big inflow. The job will possibly need to come to a halt depending on how long that takes to reach the storage. Generally, we've got sort of a week before any inflows sort of make their way into the storage, so hopefully we can get away with it. Ace will be function testing the gates after the lubrication process is completed to ensure that they're operational and their high and low level limit switches are working. As with all our jobs, we're required to record any incidents, obviously reporting hazards. There's it's not a dangerous job, but there's a lot of moving parts involved. Winches going up and down, pinch points, high pressure hoses, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely need to do a good review of that work method statement.
I guess just the other thing is, if they haven't already, have we forwarded them the contractor reporting form for safety, that new form?
Oh
that we
yeah, the new
discussed
one.
yesterday?
Yeah, yep.
So they can record,
Yeah,
how many
sure.
hours, but
Yes.
they'll clock
Yep.
up a few hours on the job and
Yeah,
all that
definitely.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, Liv, if you can make sure that
Yeah.
they've got that and they
Yeah,
complete that at the end
definitely.
of the job and email it through to that email address, and
Yes.
probably CC Dave
Yep.
so he can see
Yes. Yeah, to the safety
Yep.
team.
if there's
No,
been
that'd
any
be
issues.
good.
That's no problems whatsoever.
Thank you. And then I've just mentioned there other projects are occurring on the same site.